Mine's not on. Oh, it's on, it's on. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The Zoning Board of Adjustment regular meeting for May 27, 2026 is now in session. Will everyone please stand for a salute to the flag? I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
roll call.
Mr. Green.
Here.
Mr. Kaczynski.
Here.
Mr. Esposito.
Here.
Mr. Scottstein.
Here.
Mr. Papelgran.
Here.
Mr. Pusa.
Here.
Notice of the meeting has been satisfied in accordance with Chapter 231, PL 1975, by advertising in the Home News Tribune, notifying the Sentinel Publishing Company and also the Star Ledger, and putting on the bulletin board and filing with the Borough Clerk. The first announcement that I have to make before we start, if there's anyone here in reference to billboard down in Melrose, 25-21, that hearing will not be heard tonight. That application is incomplete. And it will be heard at next month's meeting on June 24th, 2026. So if there's anyone here in reference to that billboard in Melrose, it will be next month's meeting. Our first application is 23-07, which is 117 Scott Avenue, where the application is an extension of time.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman. David Himmelman, member of the board, professionals. As you recall, I represent One of the Properties LLC. This approval was granted, resolution memorialized October of 23. Time flies when you have fun. Anyway, we're here on an extension request pursuant to 4055B 52. Mr. Chairman, we made diligent strides with all resolution compliance related conditions in the various and the resolution approval. The reason for the request primarily is the applicant was considering a redesign of the project because it made it fall to that flood hazard zone, but after reviewing this in consultation with our engineer and architect, the applicant decided, no, he's just going to stick with the plan. So we're still pending county Middlesex planning board approval because we were working on the final cost estimate for the improvements that would go into the bond amount. So we think now we've resolved that issue. So we need to post the performance guarantee with the county. Once we do that, the county will then issue an unconditional approval, and then we can move forward with the project. Based on your professional review method, on the engineering and planning side, I think we satisfied most of the conditions, but the county approval remains outstanding. And I think, Mr. Cornell, your memorandum going back to June 24, I think obviously lays out all the outside agency approvals, which would be Middlesex County, Borough of Saraville, and the NJDEP stormwater general permit, which I believe we have, and we have the tree preservation permit, but we don't have final county plan for approval. So we need that in order for Mr. Cornell to basically give us final resolution. So that's really the basis of the plan.
Mr. Chairman, that's correct. The applicant had a number of conditions when this originally was approved. He addressed the majority. There's only a few that are outstanding. So he's just looking for some time to complete the remaining items.
Is this the last application that needs approval?
Yes, I believe so. Last outside, yeah, correct. Yes, yes.
How long do you estimate before you'll get it?
I would suspect now that the improvements have been quantified, and we can now come to terms with the county, we can post a performance guarantee. So we have to go to a bonding company, obviously, to get that. I would suspect, that can happen in the next 45 days. To clarify all that, but we need an extension technically. Because then what happens is once I get the county waiver approval, I have to provide that to Jay's office. And then he would have to go back and review everything to make sure we satisfy all the other conditions, and then he would final resolution, sign off, and then we can file our building plans to move forward with the project.
So how long of an extension do you want?
Well,
You want the statutory 1
yeah, I
year?
was hoping to get the statutory amount of 1 year.
1 year.
but
That'll be,
understanding
that'll
that-
be enough? 1 year will be
I think
enough?
So, I believe that would be, yeah, I mean, obviously, additional time is needed to come back, but I don't suspect it would. Yeah, so that's, unfortunately, as I've learned in my 35, almost 40-year doing this, the resolution compliance takes a lot longer than it used to. And I wish the statute actually addressed that, but it technically doesn't.
Yeah.
But this is my first rodeo. I've been here before you made a time. So the reality is, I think now we're 85% around the racetrack.
Okay. Any other questions from the board? Hearing no other questions, what's the pleasure of the board concerning the extension of time, which will be 1 year?
I move that the extension be granted.
Second.
I have a motion and a second for an extension of time for 1 year. Roll call vote.
Mr. Green,
Yes.
Mr. Kaczynski.
Yes.
Mr. Esposito,
Yes.
Mrs. Gottstein. Yes. Mr. Castlebrand,
Yes.
Mr. Cooper.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, members of the board, and look forward to the next application. But I thank you, and we'll keep the board and obviously your professional supply. Thank you for your consideration and your approval.
Okay.
Thank you. Have a great night.
The next application will be 2613, 1 Nimitz Place.
Please raise your right hand. Both of you. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Okay, if you could give each of your names for the record and what your relationship is to this matter.
Name is Paul Mangine. I'm your grandson.
If you could just make sure that's on.
You gotta.
There we go. Okay.
Okay.
One more time.
Say it again.
Yes. My name is Paul Graham Jr. Miss Ulette Stewart Graham's son.
I'm Garfield Nemard, her boyfriend. Garfield Nemard, Nembhard.
Would you please tell the board exactly what you want to put in? I understand it's a shed in the backyard, correct?
Correct.
You explain that to us?
Yes, it is a plastic 10 by 12 shed. Just put essentially just to put it in toward the back end of the yard. I believe we want to put it. Was it 5 feet?
Okay. The 10 by 12 shed, the only space due to the property set up, Nemitz and MacArthur, the only place that she can really put the shed and still allow for playing here for the grandchildren is the back, about 2 feet, I think, away from the back fence. the adjoining properties have experienced the same problem. The shed is in the same proximity, about I think it's 4 feet is normal, but they're all within a 2 feet give and take from the fence. And that's basically just appreciate the ability to get you guys approval, because there's no place. The property is very configuration is MacArthur here, Nemitz here, and the house is there. And we need a shed to put in the lawn equipment and so forth. And it's 10 by 12.
What kind of property are you going to put into that shed?
Small riding lawn mowers, snow throwers, and other weed whackers, other things, basically. I'm sorry. Yes, just the typical maintenance, yard maintenance equipment. And to put it anyplace else, because we have we call it, the sprinkler system already existing there. If you move it anywhere, that's destroy all that. So
I see.
We would have to, we would have to dig up the sprinkler system and essentially relocate any existing sprinklers if we were to put it anywhere else.
The vinyl fence that's there in the backyard now, is that owned by you or is that owned by the other property owner?
Believe other property.
And is that Mr. Sislo?
Yes. Yes.
Any other questions from the board
His shed
concerning
is
this
right there as
application?
well.
Jay, is that a 6-foot fence? So the majority of the shed would be hidden anyway? It does, I don't, if,
No dimensions, it appears to be a 6-foot high
It is-
fence, yeah. And the fence is approximately 1 foot on the neighbor's property.
And on your neighbor's property, it appears like he has a shed or a garage or something right in that same place, right?
Yes.
So they're going to kind of be butting against each other. Yeah. So you're
Yes.
not going to be blocking anything because something's already there.
Someone's already, there.
Okay.
And the reason you need it for 2 foot is because of your sprinkler system that's already there, correct?
Sprinkler, yes, sprinkler system, plus there's not really adequate room anywhere else on the yard.
Any other questions from the board? Going to open this application to the public. Is there anyone from the public who wishes to speak in reference to this application? Hearing no one, I'm going to close the public portion. What's the pleasure of the board concerning this application?
Just for the record, a 5-foot setback is required with the fees proposed.
Yes,
So there's only one variance.
yes.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Chairman, I move that the application be approved as presented.
I have a motion and a second to approve this application. Roll call.
Mr. Green?
Yes.
Mr. Kaczynski?
Yes.
Mr. Esposito?
yes.
Mrs. Gottstein? Yes. Mr. Castlebrand?
Yes.
Mr. Kuzma?
Yes.
Okay, your application's been approved. We'll memorialize it at next meeting. You do not have to come to that next meeting for that approval. But after that, you can go to and get it at the zoning office.
Thank you very much.
My next application is 2616. I'm gonna have a hard time pronouncing your last name, so I'll call you Mr. Joe. If that's okay with you?
Hi.
Please raise your right hand.
Sure.
Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
All right, if you could give your name for the record and your relationship to this application.
Sure. My name is Joe Stanisławczyk. I am the owner of 3 Milliken Road in Saraville. I'm looking to do an upper addition on my house and turn a closet into a bedroom for my daughter. So because of the size of the closet, I need to do a 2-foot cantilever on the upper half of the house to make that a bedroom, a feasible size bedroom that we could be used. And because of that 2 foot, that pushes me out of the allowed setback.
Chairman, can I ask a question?
Yes.
All right, on your drawing, it looks like you're only coming forward on one half of the house.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
okay. So between sort of the porch and the one side on the left, if
yes,
you're looking at
exactly.
it. And that's the 2 feet that we're talking about.
Yes, yep.
Okay.
And it's only on the second floor.
So is the roof going to change?
The roof will change. I actually have a drawing of how it will kind of look, if that helps in any way.
Let's just mark that A1 on it, mark it, Jim.
So it would be the left side of the. But instead of having, slanted roofs, the roof would still be slanted, but at a different pitch, and then there would be also an A installed in the front, to the rest of the house. I have another copy if you'd like.
So really, your addition is, we have a 20-foot minimum, you want 17.7, correct?
Yes, yes.
And the lower part of the house won't change?
No, that'll stay the same.
Any other questions from the board concerning this application?
I'm just, again, 20-foot minimum setback and required 17.7 feet proposed, just this small section with the cantilever.
Pleasure of the board concerning this application.
Open it to the public.
Oh, forgot to open it to the public. Is there anyone from the public who wishes to speak in reference to this application? Hearing no one from the public, I close the public portion. What's the pleasure of the board concerning this application?
Motion to approve the application. Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve this application. Roll call.
Mr. Green?
Yes.
Mr. Kaczynski?
Yes.
Mr. Esposito?
Yes.
Mrs. Gottstein?
Yes.
Mr. Castlebrand?
Yes.
Mr. Cooper?
Yes.
Okay, your application's been approved. We'll memorialize it at our next meeting in June.
Okay.
After which you can go to the zoning office and get your permits and
Sure.
start your
Great,
work.
thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Just gave you that 30 days.
Thank you very much.
So you want to do 12 then?
12, yes.
Our next application is 2612, 147 Madison Street.
Please raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Yes.
That each give your name and your relationship to the application. Make sure to speak into the mic.
My name is Daryl Davis. It's my wife Christina.
My name is Christina Figueroa Davis. We're
Yeah.
married.
We're owners of 147 Madison Street. So,
Would you tell the board exactly what you want to do at your residence on Madison Street?
so we have a unique property where our house is set all the way back, most all the other properties on the block or actually in the neighborhood, and we have no backyard. So there, when we purchased the home, there was a fence in the front, in the driveway area, where they use us for privacy. So what we want to do is we want to repair that fence, and we want to extend it up about 20 feet? 20 feet up, only in the driveway portion of the property.
I was down at your property yesterday. You have a very unique situation there. You have no backyard. It's all front yard, correct?
Correct.
And the fence that you have there, that is damaged and you want to take that down completely and put a new one up, am I correct?
Correct. In the front area.
And you also want to extend it to the front, up to the dogwood tree that's there?
Correct.
Okay. Any questions of the board concerning this application?
Mr. Chairman, just so it's on the record, so if the fence is put in the way you proposed, there'll still be 30 feet between the front property line and the fence.
Correct. I believe it was 37 feet that remained.
Well, that's from the curb, but 30
So it was about 34.
30 from
True,
the
yes.
property line, which is not, that's okay. What are the variances?
The variance is not really a setback issue, it's the fact that the ordinance doesn't allow a fence between front property line, plane in front of the building. In this instance, the house is set back 72 feet from the front property line, and there's no front yard area to put a fence without it being a variance.
And there's,
Proposing a setback 30 feet, the house would be set back as much as little as 20 feet. This is, again, it's 72 feet. So it's variances having a fence between the front property line, front plane and building. Fence is set back 30 feet from the front property line, could be set back at 20 feet, be legal if the house is set back 20 feet, but setback.
Can I ask a question, please? If it's for a counselor. While the 34 feet away from the curb is pretty good. I mean, that's fine. If it's an ordinance and we grant this tonight, do we set a precedent for other people to put these in the front of their yards?
Each case is judged on its own unique circumstances. For instance, as you can tell, this is a unique lot itself, so there is no precedent for that.
yeah, just to get it on the record, there's like 1 foot or less between the house and the rear property line, so there's nothing in the backyard, 0.
Yeah, that's correct.
The front yard is really the function of the yard space.
And it's not again, for the record, it's not all the way across the front, it's only about half the way across the front.
Yeah, it's basically in the portion where the driveway is. I have a picture on my phone if you want to see.
So your pool and everything would be in the front yard, everything would be in the front yard because you don't have a backyard.
Correct. We don't want a pole.
What's the pleasure of the board?
Public.
Oh, going to open this to the public. Is there anyone from the public who wishes to speak in reference to this application? Hearing none, I close the public portion. Pleasure of the board concerning this application.
Mr. Chairman, I move that the application be approved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve this application. Roll call.
Mr. Green?
Yes.
Mr. Kaczynski?
Yes.
Mr. Esposito?
Yes.
Mrs. Blackstein?
Yes.
Mr. Castlebrand?
Yes.
Mr. Cooper?
Yes.
Your application has been approved. We will memorialize it at our next meeting. I must say that you have a very unique situation down there. This was the first one I've ever seen that was like that you don't have a backyard.
Yeah, it's awkward.
The property line is a zigzag.
Yeah,
It's
it's weird.
very weird.
You looked it up? Yeah,
Oh.
I wish I had a backyard, but.
So we'll approve it at our next meeting and then you can proceed to do what you want to do. Good luck down there.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, board.
Our next application is 26-15, 30 Binghamhurst Avenue.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. My name is Charles D. Whalen III. I am the attorney for the applicant Giovanni Alba, who is a Saraville resident. He is looking to replace an existing single-family home on this property with a new single-family home that would be a residence for his wife's parents. And I'm going to ask you in advance to kindly consider this in the interest of marital harmony, but we will get into that's a joke. We will get into it in a moment. I have Mr. Alba with me. He's really a secondary witness. The principal witness is Mr. Robert Larson, who is an architect and a planner. But before we get started, I want to make sure that the board does have jurisdiction over this application. And by that, I mean that the proof of mailing and the proof of publication that we submitted to Joan. I'm not sure if Joan's here tonight. I don't know Joan. Okay. Hi, Joan. Thank you for your help, by the way. Is in order because the board can't have jurisdiction unless everything's complete.
This is good. The board has jurisdiction.
Okay. So I'm going to introduce Mr. Larson. And Mr. Larson is a New Jersey licensed architect and a New Jersey licensed planner. And I can ask him some questions so that you can say.
Have him sworn in first.
Okay.
Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
All right, you are sworn. Go ahead, Counselor.
Okay. Mr. Larson, where's your, what company do you work for?
Mid-Atlantic Architecture and Design,
And what's the principal address of that company?
1971 Highway 34 in Wall, New Jersey.
Okay. And you are a New Jersey licensed architect?
I am.
And when did you get your architect's license?
Well, I got my degree from NJIT, and I got my license from the state, and it's in good standing right now.
Okay. And you're also a New Jersey licensed professional planner?
I am.
And when did you obtain that license?
2011, so for the past
Okay.
15 years.
So have you ever appeared before a zoning or planning board in the state of New Jersey?
I've appeared in front of many zoning and planning boards, as well as the Superior Court of State of New Jersey. I've appeared in front of this board before.
Counselor, we accept his credentials.
Thank you. All right. Mr. Larson, why don't you just tell the board a little bit about what Mr. Alba is proposing?
Sure. Yeah. Okay, good evening, everyone. And as Mr. Whalen already mentioned, my client is proposing to build a single-family house on an undersized existing lot that currently has a single-family house on it. It's over on Bamehurst Avenue, and it is in the R7 zone. The existing lot currently has a very small home. In the neighborhood, I would estimate about 500 to 600 square feet. That existing home sits all the way to the rear. Much of the lot is covered by a front driveway. And that existing home has been there for some, I'm not quite sure how long, but I'm quite sure it's been there for a while. And Mr. Alba is seeking to build a 3-bedroom, single-family house on this existing non-conforming 25-foot lot. I can just get into my testimony if that's okay. But the proposal is, again, we are proposing a single-family home where the zone calls for a 75-foot lot, 7,500 square foot lot. So 75 foot wide, 100 foot deep typically. This area, this neighborhood, I've noticed just in driving around, and I happen to be born and raised in Saraville, so I know the area very, very well. And you have homes of all different sizes, different lots of different sizes. And this particular lot is incredibly unique because a lot of the homes seem to be sitting on 50-foot lots. This one sits on a 25-foot lot. So the nonconformance brings us to a very thin lot. But what we're seeking to do is take this sort of old, very small, I would call it a cottage, and build a compliant in terms of height and permitted use, a single-family house, roughly 1,900 square feet, 3-bedroom with a single-car driveway and a single-car garage. With this comes a variety of variances due to existing nonconformities as well as part of the proposed home.
I want to turn it a little bit. Is there a microphone we could give Mr. Larson?
So this is not anything different than what was submitted. I'm happy to mark it, but, oh, thank you.
You could mark- Oh, if it's the same, you don't need to mark it.
Okay, so now that I'm mobile, it may be a little bit difficult to read, but it is what was submitted. You can see it's a single family home. It's compliant rear and front setbacks. We are proposing 3-foot side yards where 8-foot is required. And we are in excess of coverage. I'll go over each and every variance. Our effort here, it's a thin lot. This is unique. The home that we're proposing is 19 feet wide. In terms of options for this lot, to seek land from either of our neighbors would create further nonconformities for those neighbors on either side. He has a 25-foot lot. I'll bring up, this has exceptional narrowness as might be considered under a C1 criteria, but he's trying to make a new home on a lot in an existing single-family neighborhood that we think is going to improve the area. Having just been down there, I see there's been some investment in this neighborhood, and he's looking to do the same. Again, he has an opportunity to build a home for his wife's parents. He owns this land, and he's seeking to build a home that we think is appropriate for just a standard home. Again, it's 19 feet wide. It's already rather thin. It's only 3 bedrooms. The first floor will consist of a garage as well as living, dining, and kitchen. And the second floor will be 3 bedrooms.
Does the board want that exhibit marked?
No, it's
There it is.
already submitted as part of the
Okay.
packet.
And I believe that what I've just put up here, which is A1.1. So I am a licensed architect. I was not the architect who prepared these plans, but this is provided as an example of the home. And as you can see, it's just a clean line, pitch roof, modern home with a 1-car garage, 1-car driveway, and 3 bedrooms. Fairly simple in terms of its proposal, but fresh and new. I do believe, even though the architecture is a little bit more modern in terms of material, I actually see that's what's happening in that neighborhood right now, is that there's some new materials and some colors. So we see this home as definitely an improvement to the little cottage that's sort of sitting there now, and hopefully a reasonably sized home for the existing lot.
And the proposed house is more consistent with the existing setbacks of the houses on either side of it.
It's much like your previous application, the existing cottage sits all the way to the back. So this is coming to, I believe, 29 feet, where it's some of the homes next door are like in the 20-foot range. So definitely closer to the frontages of other homes on the street.
And it would create more of a standard and pleasant streetscape, right?
I would agree, and I'm going to talk about it, creating a desirable visual environment, but he got ahead of me. So hopefully the board understands that our approach is to put a clean, modern, single-family home where an existing sort of out-of-date cottage, a single family exists on a lot that is, again, in an existing condition that we really, he as an owner cannot really change. So he's trying to get the best home he can out of this. We just, for the record, and to be very, very clear and clean, the existing nonconformities in terms of lot area, 7,500 is required, 3,125 is existing. 75-foot width is required, where I'm probably messing up your sound. 75-foot width is required where 25-foot exists as part of the proposed home. The front yard and rear yard will be compliant. The side yards proposed currently are 3-foot on each side, where 8-foot on each side is required. The existing home actually sits 1.1 feet from one side. The additional variances include the maximum principal building coverage, the permissible, well, what's allowed in the zone is 20%. The proposed is 39.5%, where 15% is what currently exists. And while I appreciate that seems like a significant increase over the permissible, this lot is 1/3 that was envisioned in the zone. And it does relate to the maximum total impervious. So the maximum total impervious required is 45%. Existing is 45%. We're proposing 53.5%. And again, we feel that this is a modestly and appropriately sized home that creates these what seem like maybe larger deviations. But when you look at the deviation from total, we're going from 45 to 53.5%. So we're asking for 8.5% of relief. One of the things that I just confirmed, and I do think will be a huge advantage, is currently this lot is largely covered by a small home and a big driveway. As part of the proposed home, we would be mostly clean roof, right? So in large part, what's dirty is now being replaced by clean, and we're able to hook directly into the storm sewer. So we're able to, I think, do a better job with the water that's coming down on the site. So though we are asking for relief, we actually think we're creating a better situation for the water. We are compliant by height, and yeah, that's I believe that's it for our required variances. If I may, obviously we have a lot that's exceptionally narrow. I already mentioned that. So I do believe we would be considered under a C1 criteria. However, just for suspenders and a belt, I did consider would C2 criteria apply, and I believe they do. And when we consider that balance, I ask, are any of the purposes of the municipal land use law furthered? I would say yes, including purpose A, which speaks to municipal action guiding appropriate use of lands. This is a single family house. It's undersized. We're bringing a new single family home. I believe it's contextual with the size and scale of the homes around it. And so I believe this is appropriate municipal action. And in purpose I, if you've been out there, again, there's a variety of homes, a variety of types of homes around. This one sort of sits unique. I don't see any other 25-foot lots. I don't see any other cottages. I believe that this home, again, is designed to be attractive, clean and modern, and also will improve the entire street. And I think I can see, again, having just been down there, that this neighborhood appears to be an area where people are improving their homes. In terms of negative impact, we have to look at, would this negatively impact your zone plan? While I do understand that this is an R7 7,500 square foot lot, this is an existing condition. It does not set a precedent. It is not going against what is already a very unique and mixed portion of your R7 zone. And in terms of your master plan, having spent some time in there, I believe this is very much something that is wanted in Sayreville, is to keep the residential texture, scale, and mix, and to bring up existing single-family neighborhoods. And I think this is doing that very much. And in terms of the public good, I do believe we're able to, by providing parking, by improving storm, and improving the look of the entire neighborhood, we're actually improving the property in terms of its impact on the public good, because we're able to control, I think, the storm impacts, as well as improve the visual impact on the neighbors. So on balance, I believe and hope that this board would consider granting these variances and for Mr. Alba to build this single family home. That's it.
I have a question. The home that's there now, is that being occupied by anyone, or is that vacant?
I believe it's currently vacant.
It's vacant.
Yeah.
How long has it been vacant?
We gotta swear you in if we're gonna do this.
Testify. Yeah, since September of last year.
Just raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
All right, can you give your name for the record and your relationship to the application?
Giovanni Alba, the owner of the property, 30 Boards,
Where do you live?
13 Tiscott Avenue here in Sayreville.
Now, the property is vacant now,
Yes,
and do you know how long it's been vacant?
since September of last year.
How long have you owned that property?
Since 2022. Yes, 22.
Mr. Cornell, we have anything for
Chairman, just to follow up, you bought it in February 2022, I believe. Has it been vacant since then, or was it just vacant since this past September?
It's been vacant. It was vacant the first year when I bought it, from 22 to 23. Then I fixed it because it was really bad shape. I tried to rent it. I had a tenant for like 9 months. So it was too small, it was uncomfortable. They moved out, and that's when it's been vacant since September.
There was just one other variance I don't believe was noted, that the combined side yard setback at a minimum is 20 feet required and 8 feet is proposed. I'm sorry, 6 feet is proposed.
I'll agree. I apologize for omitting that.
Problem.
Mr. Alba also has a couple of photographs he'd like to share with the board, if that's okay. Or do you want to ask Mr. Larson questions first and then have me present? I mean, Mr. Alba's part is very small. What's your pleasure?
You can proceed with him asking more questions.
Okay, so Mr. Alba, you did go out and take photographs of the property. And you've got a few of them to pass around. This could be marked, I guess.
Let's mark it as a packet of photographs, exhibit 81.
Actually, one photograph, thank you. One photograph of the front of the house. And then a print of the rendering that I guess that's A2, a print of the rendering that the architect prepared, just so the board have a little bit of a comparison between what's there now and what is being proposed by the applicant.
A modular home? Is it
Sorry?
modular or are you building it, you frame it?
It's framing it.
You're gonna frame it?
Yeah, yes.
And I noticed on the plan that the garage is in the basement. It's below grade. Is that true?
It is not true.
Oh, it's
So
not. Okay.
there, I believe there had been an earlier version of the plan that had shown sort of pitching down to a basement. The current plan, if I may. So we're looking at, again, A1.1, which hopefully was submitted in your packet. This definitely was submitted. You can see you have the one-car driveway with the garage on the same floor. It's obviously it's set a few steps below normally. And then the rest of the first floor, it is not in the basement.
Is there a basement?
There is a basement, yes.
What's the flood condition in this area?
Um,
Flood zone or?
To my knowledge, not being an engineer, though my office did prepare this, that did not come up, that this was in a flood zone. But I'd be happy to verify.
Mr. Alba, do you have flood insurance on the house?
No, sorry. It's not required.
Approximately how large would the backyard be? Approximately how large would the backyard be? Is there?
So the rear yard is 29 feet, so the lot is 25 foot wide, and the rear yard is currently proposed to be 29 feet, so. There is a access to the basement from the rear yard as well.
Mr. Cornell, how many variances are required here?
Proposing 6 variants, Mr. Chairman.
6 variances.
Yes, 2 are pre-existing, 4 are as a result of creation of the new home. Mr. Chairman, a question. The 3-foot side yard, you have 3 foot on each side. Is that sufficient to allow you to maintain washing the windows on the outside of the house, cleaning gutters, things like that?
Yes, should be.
You could put a ladder in at 3 foot and be able to get up to the.
Yes,
second
the
story?
property on this right side actually has a lot, which is the property has like 25 feet away from my property. The one on the right hand side. So there should be enough space there to clean the windows and everything. There's nothing.
But that's not your property.
Correct, but I'm seeing nothing blocking it.
Now, is there enough room on your, if you build this house with a 3-foot setback, is the 3 feet sufficient to be able to put a ladder up against the house to wash the windows?
Yes. Yes.
Mr. Chairman, also, I guess for the architect, is there a code requirement concerning?
There is, and you bring up a good point, and this is something that, again, once again, being provided this as an example home in support of my planning testimony, there are several windows that would need to be inset in order to be there. They are not required windows. There's only one window on the proposed home that would be of issue, which is to the second floor middle bedroom. Normally, in this case, I would just inset that into a well so we can comply with building code. The exterior walls here, because of their proximity to the property line, will be fire rated from the exterior. But you bring up a good point, and any windows that will be, any penetrations that will be on either side will either need to be inset or removed.
Mr. Cornell, can you explain that a little bit? When,
As was indicated, there's code requirements concerning the proximity of the house and the dwelling to the property line. Here you only have 3 feet and you have a 2-story building. So I think what the architect is saying is that he would inset the window to allow you access for maintenance purposes.
Yeah, and also so just to elaborate, the building code says that when you are within 0 to 5 feet, you cannot put windows. So 3 feet is insufficient for the penetrations to be there. So that is an error that's shown on these plans. We would need to inset them to 5 feet so that it would be a permissible penetration. And at 5 feet, you're permitted a certain percentage of that facade by building code. In other words, even if we propose this, the building department would stop us. So we would need to inset this in order to comply with the penetration within proximity to the property line.
not going to have any windows on the side.
In order for us to have that third bedroom, we will need to, if you look, the second floor has a bedroom that depends on a window here. Now you can do mechanical light in there, but we would not propose that. So we could actually inset the entire bedroom wall. It's already, well, it can lose the 2 feet to be able to have that window be providing light and air to that bedroom. But the other windows shown on the sides are not required. Light and air is still gotten from the front of the home and the rear of the home.
Or that bedroom that you're talking about is actually not going to be in line with the wall towards the front and towards the back,
Correct.
at least on the second floor.
Mr. Chairman, a question. Instead of 3 feet, if you had 5 foot setback on each side, would that code comply?
So 5 foot on each side would comply with code in terms of providing windows, but unfortunately, it would leave us with a 15-foot wide home. I've designed lots of homes. 15 is a little thin. I do think we'd be willing to maybe increase one of the side yards, which would allow us to have the clean windows on one side. But I have looked, and a 15-foot wide house is pretty skinny in terms of just a realistic living condition. So.
If you look at this picture here, that's pretty tight, 3 foot on that one side.
To the existing home.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, existing homes is 1.1 feet, right?
He's referring to the neighboring home.
Neighboring home, yes. What about the grading problems? What kind of grading problems are you going to have here?
In terms of grading, I believe the site, again, having just been there, is relatively flat. We have an elevation, it slopes towards the front just under 2 feet. So the rear appears to have a spot elevation of 20, and the front here has a spot elevation of 18.2. So again, the drainage would be caught by the gutter lines, and the driveway would have minimal. That would, I guess, is currently already leaving the site. It would just do the same.
So the gutters would go out to the street?
What we would do is pipe the gutters into the ground and directly connect them to the storm sewer that's in the street.
Mr. Chairman, just looking at the grading, it appears, as indicated, it's very flat, and I'm not sure that you can create the swale that's shown without doing work on the adjacent property.
Understood. And perhaps if we did increase that to 5 feet on the one side, it would assist with that.
Or as indicated, you may need to have your gutters at least take the majority of the water out to the street directly without having that swale area. But I think the grading as proposed is it's flat, and it may require a retaining wall to be built if you don't have permission to work on your neighbor's property.
Understood.
Well, I think the applicant's intention is take the runoff from the gutters, drop it into the leaders, run the leaders out to the storm.
Understood, but you still need to have positive drainage on the ground around your property, and it doesn't appear that you can get it based on the existing conditions.
I'm very concerned about the 3 foot on each side. And the grading issues that Mr. Cornell just mentioned. That's the safety factors here, the fire situation. You have a fire, I mean, we're talking 3 feet on each side. That is a very big concern to us.
Well, Mr. Green, I would also suggest that, the current situation is worse. This is an improvement of the existing situation. I realize it's not 5 feet that's required, but you're going from 1.1 feet to 3 feet. So it is an improvement. It doesn't, obviously, we're asking for the variance because it doesn't meet the code, but I would just respectfully ask the board to consider that. Because what you have now is an overhouse, not very attractive. And, the applicant is suggesting, for example, to more center the new house on the lot instead of having it all the way to the back. I mean, I think that there's improvements that the borough will be getting as to the streetscape. Driving down the road and seeing this house is somewhat consistent with the setback of the other houses, instead of having pushed all the way to the back and actually have a usable backyard. Just like the gentleman before with the prior application doesn't have a usable backyard, and somebody was saying, is he gonna have a swimming pool in the front yard? Well, I think it's better for, the people that are gonna own and use the property. I can't create any more room for the board, but it is an improvement over what's there now.
I agree with part of your conversation here. The house is a nice looking house and it fits the neighborhood. What I'm concerned about is the 3 foot side setbacks on each side. That creates a problem, and so does the grading problems too. I agree that the house is nice and would fit the neighborhood, but there's other issues that we have to consider here too, in addition to that.
Is there any way that there could be like a pump that could pump the water from a point behind the leaders into the street?
Obviously, pumps are permissible, but or usable, but I don't know that, I believe the question is overground drainage, and the overground drainage is separate from what's the roof. Just in consulting with my client, if it would help the board, again, we are trying to get, what I think is a good thing to happen on this lot. So he hears your concerns. I guess we could, thin the house and have 5 feet on one side. That would leave us with a 17-foot home, which we can make work. If we chose to put that setback of 5 feet closest to the existing neighbor, which is closer, it would assist with the distance from that existing home. And it would allow, within 5 feet, I believe you'd have more ability to deal with the overground drainage on that side of the home. If that would assist with the board's understanding of sort of putting a home there that we all agree is going to improve it, but also allay your concerns, I believe we are able to thin that house up. And what we're trying to do is balance a viable home with the concerns of the board.
And just so I'm clear, if I'm looking at the front of the new house, are you talking about the 5 feet being on the left or the right?
On the right, which would be adjacent to the existing home so to our left for that conversation, it's the driveway of the home next door.
Talking about this
Yeah,
one.
right. So the picture that we provided, the home on the right is more proximal to our shared property line.
Any other questions from the board?
The plans we have in our packet show the basement garage version of the house. The plans that you show there, do they change the setback by any means with the front?
They do not, and I apologize. These were, I believe, delivered. You delivered these. Okay.
That were first and then that were updated.
The size of this home is what's the rectangle on the plot plan. Somewhere along the way, it got updated the same as your other board member mentioned, but this is the proposed 1-car garage, LDK, first floor, 3-bedroom second, sort of this unique 1-story feature up in the front.
Just for clarification, the only update was basically, I didn't like the garage going under. I wanted it flat. That was the only change on it, but nothing on the size. Yeah.
Chairman, I just want to make a comment. If the applicant is willing to move and provide a slightly, or move to the 5 feet, I wouldn't be against lengthening the house for a little bit extra space. If that's practical. Just to let you know, that's my opinion on that.
Mr. Fowler, anything they do have to add here?
So I'm not really clear, is the applicant considering submitting revised plans to the board with the 5-foot setback on the one side dwelling and updated architecturals?
Yes, it was required, yes.
So would that be a condition, or would you like to see him come back?
Mr. Chairman, would you like them to come back to the board?
Yes.
5-foot setback?
Yes.
And anything else, I guess, you may be able to show on the plan related to the drainage? Then just with the 5-foot setback, then, is there any restriction on the size of the openings on the right side of the house or the south side of the house?
I believe it's 25% of the total facade, but I will be armed with exactly what that code.
So you can
percentage is.
accommodate at least I guess, a 3.0 window you need for the bedroom is?
So the 5.7 square foot egress window, it's about a 3-foot by 5-foot window, which is well within the bounds of that entire facade. So
Then, well, the kitchen's on the other side, but any other windows then that you might need to make it a little more light inside the house on the first floor, you may be able to provide also.
So we would be able to keep good window on that side and comply with code.
Thank you.
So just to clarify, the board would like the applicant to come back the end of next month with revised plans? Or is it going to be handled through the professional staff?
As far as I understand, the chairman would like, the board would like the applicant to come back with a revised plan showing a 5-foot setback on the side adjacent to the existing dwelling. And I guess also showing you need to update architectural slightly, right? Then the board can hear the rest of the application at the June 24th.
And it won't be necessary for us to re-advertise or renotice.
No additional notice will be required. The board will retain jurisdiction. All public comments will be heard at that meeting as well.
Okay.
Before we do that, I want to open this to the public first. Is there anyone from the public who wishes to speak in reference to this application? Please come forward.
Please raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes,
Yes.
Can you each give your name and your relationship?
Carol Soriano, 28 Bamhurst, so neighbor house.
Say that again, your last name?
Soriano,
Sir?
Chance Soriano, 28 Amherst Avenue.
You live to the right or the left of
Right.
this? To the right. So this is your house here?
Correct.
Can you see that?
Okay.
I really wanted to see the pictures if I can. I haven't had a chance to see anything. Is that okay if I take a look?
Yes, it's open to the public.
So this is where it would, how it would look once it, I'm just trying to get an idea of how far back the house is going to be next to my house. You know what I mean?
Mr. Chairman, your house is approximately 2.5 feet off the property line.
Right.
So with the new proposal, it's going to be an extra, they're showing 3 feet, which would be 5.5. Now they're going to add another 2.
Okay.
And it's set back approximately half the distance of your house
Okay.
from the road.
So that would be the driveway and then the house.
The driveway will run to approximately the middle of your house, and that's where the front of their house. It's approximately 29 feet. That's as proposed. I don't have a dimension on yours, but like I said, it's approximately.
Okay, and we can come to the next meeting to, just to finalize everything? Okay, that's all I had to know.
Maybe for the benefit of the applicant to provide them with some. What you're discussing.
Here's the drawing right here.
You guys
John, can you pass it back to them?
so you can provide them with your.
Sure, you guys, well, you could just.
Can I get this?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
So take a look at that and
Okay.
open it up,
Okay.
So main part of the drawing is the house that's proposed. On the left, there's like, sorry, on the right. That's your house,
Right,
sort of see that your house is closer to the street
right,
and there's a little bit, so I think that was your question.
right.
I think also your house, this house is going to extend back further, but it goes a lot further back than your house does.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, if I may,
Yeah.
Yes. I'm sorry.
to the applicant, I guess, and also to the homeowner, as our engineer has stated, this home is set back 29 feet from the front property line. Looks like your home is set back about 19 feet. So about half your home will be forward of this house and not adjacent to it. Also, the front of the house is only 1 story high. So you'd have a 1-story portion of the dwelling next to your 2 stories, so which would impose a little bit less on your home. Not sure. Can you tell me, this is the Larson, how far back the house is just at 1 story before it goes to 2? I have the old architectural, so it's kind of hard for me to tell.
It's approximately 20 feet.
20 feet. So it may be that the dwelling, as it sits next to your property, that's the 2-story portion of it may be beyond your home or at the very end of your home. So when you look out your 2nd story, part of it would be you'll be looking into the front yard, part of it would be you'd be looking over their garage. So that may be something that you want to clarify a little bit if you could.
Sure. And if I may, again, on the plot plan as filed, if you guys, I can maybe help. So this box right here, that's your house. And as was just being described, so the beginning of the proposed home is about halfway, a little less. But then until about here, and I'm sketching at approximate scale, which is near the rear of your home, is 1 story. And then the rest of it, and we're proposing to move it over so it's 5 foot from this line, and 29 feet from the rear yard. So this is your home and this is the proposed home.
Better understanding. Thank you.
Does that help?
Yeah, that helps a lot.
It seems to scale out at about 4 feet of the neighbor's dwelling is going to be equal whether your 2-story is. So the rest of the house, again, the 20 foot of 1 story and then about 20 foot of nothing at all. So again, most of your dwelling, you'd be looking over from your 2nd story, their yard area, and then a 1-story building. Again, if they do share the drawings with you, maybe that could be explained to be more clear.
Yeah, I believe my client also agreed that once we fix the architecture per the comments, and I will make sure you guys see it as well.
Thank you.
Another question that I have that has to be brought up. Your lot coverage. We have an ordinance here, it's 20%. And your plans are showing 40%. Can you revise that?
So while I actually appreciate the board member's comment on reducing, when we reduce the width of the home, we can lengthen it. If we were not to lengthen it, we would improve our proposed by approximately 4% less. So we do admit and we do ask of the board that this is a very small lot. We are going to need a coverage variance, but my answer, I guess, is we can improve the proposed down. When we improve the side yard setback, it will come down.
How much?
Approximately 4%.
So you're saying it would be down to 36?
Well, so the proposed, man, I wish I had my glasses. I need to look here.
39.5 is proposed.
Yeah, so 39.5 principal structure is proposed. It would come down to 35.5. Approximately, if I estimate the depth of my home times 2 feet aggregate to the total lot, it's my professional estimation, it would come down to approximately just over 35%.
Is that the limit that you can get? Can you get it down to 30?
I can tell you we can try, but we're going to get against taking what is an odd home and replacing it with another odd home. So I want to find that sweet spot. So I believe we can explore bringing it down as close to 30 as possible while still maintaining, what a normal family would want, in terms of living space, kitchen space, garage, and bedrooms.
I think you could also probably provide, sheet A and sheet B showing, what Mr. Chairman is looking for, as opposed to what the applicant might want, and then the board will be able to choose. But again, you might be creating something that's so narrow that it's a detriment to the streetscape, so.
Well, when you come back next month, or if you need more time to come back a month past that, we understand that. But our main concerns are the setbacks and the lot coverage and the grading problems. And those are the things that we would like you to address, so we have a better understanding with it. And the safety issues are a big thing to this board. Fires, a fire that develops when you first mentioned the 3 feet, and now you're going to 5. This is our concerns. And we're asking you to please address this.
And so we hear you, and we definitely take very seriously your concerns, and we'll work together to listen and come back with something that's improved.
Is there anyone else from the public that wishes to speak in reference to this?
Just so you know, there will be another opportunity after they come back to speak.
You want to come back next month or whatever, when plans are revised and speak back then at that time? Okay, you'll be notified.
Well, you won't get, no, there won't be additional notice.
There won't be?
No, it'll be carried without further notice, which means you're notified right now here
Okay.
that next time it will be heard is on the 24th of June at 7:30 PM right here. If they need more time, then at that meeting, we will announce a further date.
Any other questions from the board concerning this?
Let's have a motion to carry.
She can call you, Joan, right? Because nobody's gonna know until you get here if they want to push it forward. They don't see the agenda. Call her the day of the meeting.
I can let you know if it's gonna be June or if necessary, July. It's, okay? Thank you.
Been motion to carry it to the June 24th meeting without further notice.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor if you want.
Everyone in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I want you to understand that, we're looking at the pictures and it is a nice thing for the neighborhood. But the other issues that we have is what we need to address and get straightened out.
We hear you loud and clear, and we appreciate your time and your focus on this, and we will try to do our best to address the board's concerns next month.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Are there any other issues not relating to the present or pending applications that anyone from the public wishes to address? Hearing none, I close the public comments on any issues not relating to this application or any applications tonight. Has everyone had the opportunity to review and read the resolution concerning 16 Ridge Avenue? What's the pleasure of the board concerning the resolution at 16 Ridge Avenue, which is case number 2609?
I move it be approved as written.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the resolution at 16 Ridge Avenue, 2609. Roll call?
Mr. Green?
Yes.
Mr. Kaczynski?
Yes.
Mr. Esposito?
Yes.
Mr. Castlebrand?
Yes.
Mrs. Gottstein? Yes. Mr. Cooper?
Yes.
Has everyone had the opportunity to read the regular minutes meeting of April 22nd, 2026?
Yes.
So pleasure.
I just have one correction. On one of the applications, it said that I said that the house was vacant because there was a fire in the lot. I think it was on Ridge, the one on Ridge. I asked the question, but the applicant is actually the one that provided the information. I didn't provide information.
We can change that part of it, Joe? Okay. Pleasure of the board concerning that with the correction being made.
I move they be approved.
Motion and a second to approve the regular minutes meeting of April 22nd, 2026. Is there anything else that the board wishes to discuss before the adjournment?
All in favor for those who are here, right, for the minutes.
Okay. Everyone, all in favor?
Yes.
Yes, all right.
And anyone who was not there can abstain.
Anyone else wish to speak in reference to anything? Make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Thank you.
Meeting's adjourned.
Nice.